So this first guy looks like a pirate of some sort. Let's call him Salty. Black Squad member number 2 looks like a samurai. Let's name him Jen. Next one kind of ninja-ish. Let's name him Joss. The last member of Black Squad, which we will make the leader, swashbuckler, Three Musketeer type. Let's name him Lane. Okay, so there you have Black Squad. Salty, Jen, Joss, and Lane. And I'm not sure there's a space here to mark him as a leader, but we'll just write it here. Leader, and I think the game allows you to have a second. We'll make Jen the second. They're all Reaper miniatures, I believe. They're gonna paint up nice. Have some cleanup to do here and there. Went ahead and bought some miniatures from them. They're in the UK, I believe. And they're really nice metal miniatures. I believe this is a mouse or a rat. A little bit bigger, as you can see, overall. And here's a terrier, looks like, dog. Fox, maybe. A little guy. Maybe a rat. He looks more like a rat. There's I believe, a fox. A little bit bigger. This guy, I think, is a shrew, if I remember correctly. Really nice detail on these. Then you have big guys like this cat. He looks like he could do some damage with that big axe. Here's a frog. I forget what this guy is. But excellent miniatures. All right, getting back to the task at hand. Next guy here is a wizard, looks like. We'll give this guy some magic, because there is magic in the game. What shall we name this guy here? Let's name him Joffrey. We'll spell Joffrey a little different. Or maybe they spell it that way sometimes. This guy, or is it a girl? Not sure any of these are female, but we'll make this a female. Could pass for female. Kind of a thief, maybe. Let's call her Lee. Next up, bandit. Superhero. Assassin, maybe. Let's name this guy Rugger. And the last member of Yellow Squad. Now this looks like a rogue. Let's make this one a female as well. We'll call her Saya. Alright, so Yellow Squad, Joffrey, Lee, Rucker, and Saya. Let's make Rucker the leader. And one of the girls second. Lee or Saya? Let's say Saya. She looks kind of mysterious. She'll be the second. There you see some of the really nice photography in the rulebook. Just fantastic. So we'll skip ahead to unit statistics, which line these boxes here. So M is movement, used to determine how far in inches a character can travel in a single move. S is strike, used during close combat to attack an opponent. Block, defends against enemy attacks. Ranged, shooting with missile weapons. Nimbleness, allows a character to avoid shooting attacks and to climb. Concealment, hiding, ambushing. Awareness, searching for hidden items or for spotting ambushers. Fortitude, willpower, courage, and determination. Presence relates to the character's influence on others, whether through personality, charm, or intimidation. There's a really nicely painted cat, like I showed you earlier. Okay, so to fill in these boxes here, you have to go to page 43 and look under the small beasts table. Mouse costs 24 pennies. I believe when you're building your warband, each player gets 350 pennies to work with. And then you fill in all the dice that are used for each of the categories there, D6, D6, and all the way down the line. Those are used for the roll-offs, which we haven't really covered yet, but we'll look into that next. So to save time, since these are all mice, I'm just going to fill in the top row of each warband sheet. So M gets a D6, S gets a D6, B gets a D4, R gets a D6, N gets a D6, yeah, D6, C gets a D6, A gets a D6, F gets a D6, and P gets a D6. So B is the only one that's different with a D4. So roll-offs. The rules of Burrows and Badgers are based around roll-offs. When a player carries out an action with one of their models, they will often have to make a roll-off. This involves one of the model's statistics, which will vary depending on the type of action being carried out. The acting player rolls a type of dice assigned to the model statistic, plus or minus any modifiers it may apply. This is the acting player's roll. The roll will then be compared either to a target for some roll-offs or more often to the opposing player's roll. If the acting player's roll is equal to or lower than the opposing roll, the action fails. If it is higher, the action succeeds. So looking back at the mouse race, you're using D6s for everything except B, which is block, defending against enemy attacks. So rolling a D4 there is going to be a bit of an issue. But the book talks about how it's better to mix race so that you can get races in your warband that have, where did I see it? That have, different abilities, bigger ones and stuff like that. So you can optimize the performance of your warband. Anyway, it kind of talks about that. Here we go on page 45. A standard warband can choose any mix of different beasts up to a maximum of 10 models. And these can be of any different race. And where they warn you a little bit about this is a single species warband, which is what I'm doing for the playtest here, just to make things easy. So single species warbands are unusual. Unlike most warbands, all the animals have to be of the same species. The downside to a single species warband is that only taking all one type of animal can leave your warband with areas of weakness. An all-shrew warband lacks the heavy hitting power of a badger or a wildcat, for example. But if you're playing a long campaign, especially on the map, then maybe it would make sense more.